Hey everyone, I want to talk about eFootball points today. It's a bit of a rant I've been wanting to have for a while now. I think most of the player base has been complaining about this for a while as well. So the root of the problem lies in the eFootball point store. We earn our eFootball points and then we bring them to the eFootball point store to redeem them for rewards. But the problem is that when we go to the eFootball point store, there's rarely anything worthwhile to redeem our points for. So just last month, for example, in June, I had over 14,000 points expiring at the end of June, and it's not the first time this kind of thing's happened. That's a lot of points. So I brought my points to the eFootball point store, and what am I going to redeem them on? I start by looking at players, and as has been the case for a while now, there are no players available. So then I go to strips. Again, it's been like this for a while. The same two strips we've had for a while, I've got them both, so there's nothing I can get in there. So then I go to the other section, items, and this is all that I can get for my points. A few EXP trainers. Whoopie-doo. So that's not overly exciting. And as you're going to see, I'll show you now. If I go to my squad, I'll scroll down, I'll find a player. I've got Griezmann from the France pack and he's leveling up. Have I got any XP trainers? Yeah, I don't need any XP trainers. I've got absolutely loads. I've got almost 900 10k trainers. I've got over 1,000 4k trainers. I've got about 1,500 1k trainers. It's ridiculous. Granted, I'm sure most people don't have as many as me, but a lot of us have enough EXP trainers that we don't need more. It's just not an exciting reward. So it's frustrating enough in itself, but it's even more frustrating when you think back to the way eFootball points used to be back on my club in the PES days. When they first introduced the eFootball points, it was simple. You earn your eFootball points, you bring them to the eFootball point store, and you redeem them for a legend. And as you can see here, this is just one example of a batch of legends they added to the store. They would add them in batches. So in this case, you've got Carl, Maldini, Forlan, Owen, Rosicki. And as you can see from the prices, they each cost over 25,000 eFootball points. It was really hard to generate enough eFootball points to be able to afford one legend. And you'd be really lucky if you could afford more than one. The positive side of that was that you would have to choose from them. So with that choice from a bunch of legends, there was more chance that when you did get a legend, you would get one you actually wanted. Nowadays, you're lucky if they even put one legend in the point store, and if they do put one in, if it's not one you want, tough luck, that's all you can get. So it's really not ideal. But as it was, the rewards were good, the currency was scarce, and when that happens, the currency becomes a precious commodity. It was fantastic. But sadly, the eFootball point store in its original guise no longer exists. It's long since closed, and what we've got now is very, very different. When the relaunch of eFootball finally happened and we got Dream Team, they eventually, after many months of waiting, gave us what they told us they were going to do all along in their roadmap, which was to add legends to the point store like we used to have. And we've had some decent ones, to be fair. We've had Oli Khan, Jan Koller, as you see at this point in time, as well as some highlight cards. And then we've even had these times when we had multiple players in the store at the same time so we could choose between them. And I will give them their dues. They made them cheap, especially the legends, only 5,000 points each. That was a low price compared to 25,000 plus, which is what they used to be, albeit they used to be iconic moments, which were more appealing than these base kind of gold legends or whatever you call them. So we've had some decent times with legends and players in the point store, but they've been less and less added over time. We've not had a legend in a while now, and even when we get a highlight card, we tend to get one at a time in the point store, and they don't tend to be very good. So it's been getting worse and worse. Outside the players, we've had some kits added, and that's been a nice addition, but the kits haven't been the best ones. The best ones, they pretend that they're a pack and they charge us coins for them. And as you can see, the kits they do add to the point store, fair enough, is better than nothing, but Dan Nielsen here says it all. He finds them so boring. He's fallen asleep, the poor guy. And then you have the items. As we looked at earlier in the video, a bunch of EXP trainers. There was a time when we could get contract renewals in the point store, but they've even removed those. And all we get is just a bunch of EXP trainers here. It's dismal. It's got to a point where eFootball points as a currency have gone from a precious commodity to a waste of time. And the eFootball point store has become a waste of space. You earn your eFootball points, you bring them to the eFootball point store to pick up your rewards, and that's what you're met with. It's just absolutely dismal, and it desperately needs to be improved. So how do they improve it? I think it's fairly straightforward. Certainly with the players, just give us more. Every month, give us a bunch of legends, a bunch of highlight cards to choose from. Especially with the legends, they could put the prices up if they're worried about people getting too many legend cards for free. But just give us options. With the strips, put more strips in there. They don't have to be amazing strips, Obviously, if there's a good strip, they're going to call it a pack and charge us coins, but give us some more of these less amazing kits. They could put some from classic kits in from real clubs, Milan, Barcelona, Bayern, whichever clubs they got partnerships with. I know there's money involved in the licenses and stuff, but that would be even better. But even without that, just some more of these kits, because it does go at least some way towards helping with the issue of all the fake kits we got due to the lack of licensing in the game. But then when it comes to items, there's lots they could do with the items. So why not add skill trainers and position trainers? They can charge what they want, whether they charge 1,000 points, whether they charge 5,000 points, whether they let us buy 10 per month, whether they let us buy 5 per month. Put them in the store, let us buy them, give us something to spend our currency on. Put contract renewals back in the store, 60 days, maybe just some 10-day ones. Again, it's up to them what they charge. 25,000 is quite a lot, but we need something to spend our points on. If they really wanted more things to put in the store, they could even put nominating contracts in. Again, they don't have to be 10 of them available every month. They could just have one of each available. They could charge 5,000, they could charge 25,000. But it's something they could add. I know a lot of people looking at these especially as an idea to put in the store will say, well, if they put them in the store, people won't buy Match Pass anymore and that will cost them coins. I understand that argument. But the general idea is, if they put more and more items in the store and give us more and more things we can spend our points on, then the currency becomes more scarce. It becomes more appealing. We have to choose, because if we buy a player, we can't afford a trainer. We buy a trainer, we can't afford a kit. You can't get everything. You have to choose. And that increases the appeal of the currency. The currency as it is just doesn't have that appeal. And it's like, as I mentioned with the XP trainers. Right now, this is the golden goal event rewards. EXP trainers. EXP trainers. You've got two stages of the challenge, and all you get is the EXP trainers. It's a waste of time. There's no point in doing it. It's just something to do just because there's something there. If this is a game where people complain every week that there's not enough to do, there aren't enough game modes, and people keep asking to add more to the game. But some of the game modes, there's no point in doing them because the rewards aren't good enough. Whether it's golden goal with the XP trainers, and most of us got too many XP trainers, or sometimes they do those eFootball open ones, or whatever they call them, where the only reward is some eFootball points. It's just not rewarding. And if it's not rewarding, then there's no more motivation to do it. What they could do, if they added all these types of items to the store, whether it's contracts, whether it's position and skill trainers, players, kits, if they start adding everything to the store, especially with the trainers, they could swap out the trainers from the event rewards and just give us eFootball points as our reward in all these challenges, just eFootball points and GP. Then you still get the trainers as rewards, but you can at least choose which type of trainer you get when you complete the rewards and when you get the currency. That would actually make the challenges even more appealing. With all that being said, and as easy as I do believe it would be for them to improve the eFootball point system, I would rather they just bin it, delete it, completely remove it from the game. Whatever their plan was for eFootball points, it has failed. And it has failed because they no longer want it to succeed. They don't want you to be able to earn a legend. They want you to have to spend your coins spinning a 150 player pack to get legends. They don't even want you to be able to earn a contract renewal. They want you to have to spend your coins on Match Pass to get your contract renewals. If that's the way they want the game to be, then sadly it's fair enough, because this is a free game. They've given us this game for free, and they're a company. This product exists for the purpose of generating profit for them, and it's the paying players who buy their coins who make them their profits. As sad and frustrating as it is, we can't really complain if they don't give us more ways to grind the game and get things for free. The way things are now, the eFootball point system only serves one purpose, and that's to create the illusion that there's more reason to grind this game than there actually is. Anytime something pops up in the game for me now, where they say there's a challenge, complete this challenge, log into the game, view their YouTube streams of their esports events, or get promoted in divisions, and the reward is some eFootball points, every time I see that logo pop up, I just roll my eyes, because I've got no motivation to do these events, to complete these objectives and challenges, because I know I'm not going to get anything for them. It's a dismal situation. eFootball points have become completely pointless. So, like I say, I just think they would be better off completely removing it from the game with how bad it's got. So, those are my thoughts on it. I just wanted to get them off my chest. I'll be interested to know if any of you guys have got your own ideas for how you think they could improve it. And likewise, if you agree with my thoughts that they should just completely remove it, it'd be interesting to know if you agree with that. It would be even more interesting to know if you completely disagree and you think it's fine as it is. If that's the way that you feel, then good for you. But I'm not sure many people feel that way. But yeah, those are my thoughts on it. Like I say, I just wanted to get it off my chest. Cheers for listening to all of that. I'll be back on Thursday for Player of the Week. So thanks for watching this, and I'll see you again soon. Take care of yourselves.